Hello guys, and welcome back to your final activity for Vex Robotics and Fusion 360. So, what we're going to be doing for this final video tutorial is making this whole system of chain and sprockets, or I guess this is a tank tread, right? So notice how mine's slightly different than the actual model that we have. The actual model has another piece that, goes down here. I took that out. I figured, you know what, it's hard enough to make this whole belt loop system with the sprockets and everything, so, we'll just leave that out. So, plus it's super time consuming. Oh my gosh. So, to begin, what we want to start off with doing is getting this rail piece here. So this rail piece is up here, and that is called the angle 2x2 by 35 version 1, which, yeah. So we want this one here. So angle 2x2 by 35. So we can drag that out. And all I do with this is I join it to, one of my one sides. So for this example, I'm going to join it down here. So I'll show you guys how to do that real quick. It's kind of tricky sometimes. You have to visualize where you want to actually put your point. So this guy, right about there. And that'll go down here, right about on the inside here. Let's see how bad we messed it up. Not bad at all. Alright, so I'm going to rotate this around so that way, oops, not too far like that. We'll go about 90 degrees, or 0. Here we go. Zoom in, making sure they're right on top of each other. Perfect. And rigid. Okay. Beautiful. So, I mean, we've done structures before, not a big deal, right? So, this is where we want to start with, some of our other more complicated things. We have a bearing flat that's at the very end right there, right? So, I have a bearing flat, and I want to do the same thing on the one side. And on the bearing flat, just attach it to these ones here. And then we have a 2-inch shaft, I'm pretty sure. I think that's a 2-inch shaft. Yeah, 2-inch shaft. So I'll pull those out, I guess. I would go really quickly here, so I'm not wasting a lot of your guys' time. You know how to pull out, the shaft and pull out the bearing flats. But I'll show you guys anyways. So bearing flat. Okay. We got a 2-inch shaft. 2-inch shaft. Boom. Okay. And okay, so these things again, this is the exact same thing that we had for our flywheel thing, the big old water wheel looking guy. So I'll grab that guy. He is here, tank tread sprocket. And notice how I do not have the double bogey wheel. Double bogey, that's a cool name. I just didn't want to include that. But I do have tank tread link. So I'm going to hit OK on that. And I want this piece here, tank tread link. So notice how it's all coupled together. I mean, smart, right? They knew what they were doing. Alright, so to start off, I mean, obviously you want to go and grab your bearing flat and put it on the right spot. So I'll join this up real quick. Capture position. Tip and trick for this video is if you're not using any of this center stuff, you can turn it off. And that's what I did with all my stuff. So I just toggled the visibility on a bunch of my stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm not actually using any of this, so just toggle the visibility. I think that helps the computer move a little bit faster, honestly, because if it's not seeing it, it's like not processing it, I guess. I mean, it's still there, it's just visibly gone. So, don't get rid of all of the stuff, though, because you still need, obviously, the C channel there. Alright, but anyways, connecting this on here real quick. Digressing. Boom. Flip. If yours does this, I don't know. Mine does it. So flip it. And I'm going to drag this down 0 degrees. And I'm pretty sure I'm a little bit up too far. Yep. So I got to drag it down to 2.35. 2.35. Boom. Alright. And now we get to put the shaft on. So, not a big deal. Shaft's easy. Boom. Boom. This is going to be revolutionary. And this one, I kind of eyeball this one. I don't really put a I don't think I put an exact number in. I might have. So I'm going to try to eyeball this to see how far I need it to go out the other side. Right about there. Nope. Right about there. So I guess mine's like 15. I don't know. Depends on what yours is. And then revolutionary. Because this is going to take up a lot of space on there. Alright. Tip and trick. So, with the sprockets on the inside, we had issues doing those, right? We had issues connecting one to the other. Well, from now on, we're going to just do as-built joints and rigid groups. So if I click on this, this doesn't actually rotate. This is not supposed to rotate. So what I do is I actually build my chain and sprocket out to the side and then attach it on to these points at the last moment. I think it's just easier to do it that way. So to get started on the chain for it, I'm going to just double click this guy. I'm going to right click. I'm going to hit ground. And now he's not going to move anywhere, so he's locked. Cool, that's what we wanted. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to join this part onto this part. I am going to make it revolutionary, just for a little bit. I'm going to rotate this piece to about here. Double click, Control C, Control V, capture position. Just copying and pasting them, not a big deal. No voodoo hoodoo magic here. Just copy paste. Joint. That's not the right part. I don't think that's the right part. That's the right part. There we go. I mean, we did this with the flywheel, so the flywheel is this. It's the same thing here, except you don't have these long, like, panel things coming out of it anymore. Control C, Control V. Drag it out. I'll move it out further this time, just so I can like get a better grip, or get a better view, so to say. Boom. Boom. I think I do this a little bit at times. I'm not too sure. I don't go the full way around. So don't do that. Don't go the whole way around the wheel. Just about like half of the way around. Alright. So you copy and paste until you get about there, right? And now how do I do all this stuff, right? That's a lot, right? That's going to take a long time. Well, let's say, alright, well, instead of doing that then, let's say, you know, you do one wheel. So I'm going to just I'm going to copy all of this stuff here. So I'm going to scroll all the ways down to where my last few parts are. So that's all three of these pieces here. So I'm going to go click, hold shift, and then click, and then I can copy and paste another one, right? So then this one, oh, forgot about that. Ha! First you want to rigid group it. So then where is it? Tank tread, yeah, all the way down to here. You can go up to assemble, rigid group, up, cancel that. Ah, dang it. There you go, assemble, rigid group, capture position, hit OK. So obviously you want to wait until they're perfectly done up, and then this can actually represent the one down here, right? And it's already done almost. Well, the cool thing then is once you have a set of chains that are straight in a line. So let's say I can start taking like my chain link here, capture position. Let me drag this up. Hit OK. Double click this one, Control C, Control V, drag it back, hit OK, joint, let me see if these ones are actually better. I'm not exactly, oh my goodness, sorry, I'm like I'm going all over the place here. Alright, so there is a tiny gap. Let's see. If I go up negative 0.1, I doubt that's right. Whoa. Take me back. Yeah, this one I'm going to go about negative 1.25. Or not 1.25, but negative 0.25. And I'm going to hit OK. So these sprockets are a little bit different than the other ones, which is weird. I know. You're like, why are those different? Don't know why. But the cool thing, though, is once you have two of them, Control C, Control V, what we can do is try to eyeball these as best as possible. I'll go negative 19.5. There you go. Hit enter. It's close. And then assemble. Rigid group. Hit OK. Hit OK. And then Control C. Come on. Control C, Control V. And you can see where I'm getting with this, right? Where I'm like, all I'm doing is just copying and pasting these into the right spot. So let me go back a tiny little bit. So it's not 40, it's not 35, so it's probably like 39-ish. Yeah. So you have to just kind of estimate it, and then oh my God, just keep going. And we're going to do a Control C, Control V. So it's not 70, it's not 80, so we'll go like 79. Zoom in. Nope, 78. Looks close enough to 78. Hit enter. And so then you can take like this whole thing again and keep copying and pasting it. So it's honestly, this is like the prime example of copy and paste. It's wonderful that I'm not making this motion. So by doing this, by doing it this way, it looks nice at the end, but it actually doesn't have any kind of motion to it. If it did, it would just be super laggy because I don't think our computers can handle that. I know mine at home personally was struggling with it, and yeah, I was like, okay, we're not doing that anymore then. So you get your part. So this can represent this whole part up here, and you just attach it to the chain and keep going. Now, once you have it built off to the side, then all you have to do is just put it onto the link it onto the side. And once you have the full side done, you can actually copy and paste all of this to the other side. Does that kind of make sense? So then you would just find where your angled part began. So like wherever your angled part is, so it's right here, and you would copy and paste all of this to the other side. Does that make sense? Saves you a lot of time. But yeah, it's still going to take a little bit of time to get the first initial parts done. So that is it. So you just do one side, do the other side, and call me over and get your points for activity 7. So nothing too crazy here. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I put a shaft color on the end, so I'd appreciate it if you put the shaft color on the end. So about a total of 5 different pieces. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk at you later.